Guys, one time I was at a school named Latch. It was a school for kids with mental and emotional disabilities to help them have skills to survive with other people that are. Me and Patrick talked about it when his mom didn't let me, but it was like you take your kid to work day. He ain't got to come, but I sat and explained it to him. He said, it sounds more like you have to protect the people with disabilities from the people that are not disabled. I was like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. That you have people with autism or Down syndrome and stuff, and they need some kind of network to keep them safe from being taken advantage of people that are not Down syndrome or autistic or Most disabled people need a network of people to protect them from people taking advantage of them. As a matter of fact, I had a kid. You ever seen that movie Memento with Guy Pearce? Darren got a skateboarding accident when he was a little kid, when he was 7 years old, and it caused an injury in him, like Guy Pearce's character in Memento. And he was 7 years old, emotionally forever. Okay. And one of the guys at his group home was using him to shoplift and get caught shoplifting. Well, he shoplifts, yeah, but he typically didn't shoplift, but he's getting older, so maybe he wanted some Tupac CDs and stuff like that, So they would get him to shoplift stuff they wanted and then buy him color pencils and notepads because he liked to draw. And then they would swap out things, and he had short-term memory loss, so he forgot he stole the Tupac CDs. Yeah, it was pretty gross. Well, how I figured it out was we went to the store, and Darren kept asking me where the surveillance cameras were at. And I went, those little motherfuckers at the goddamn group home. I was pissed. It's hard to protect people from people that will take advantage of people. That's why me and Sonia Sin were discussing things last night. He goes, you can't have incentives, okay, that are false. The incentive, Proverbs, the incentive to do things right is because it's right. All right. The incentive to do things right is because it is right. Okay. When you engage in financial conflict, that is wrong. So there's no good incentives. Okay. NIL. Okay. There's no good incentive in that. You're not caring, sharing, giving according to need, building to last, right? So you're an abomination to your gift of life when you're NIL. Name, image, and likeness, right? So that's why you won't find, and I try to explain that to people, there's a reason why that the book of Revelation that they didn't understand is based off of the life of Earl, the son of Ralph and Mary, the uncle of Gabriel and Michael. Okay. Because he will do the right thing no matter what you name, image, and likeness people are willing to do to be addicted to the things that the people do here in this valley. Now, you got to understand, like on the BBC, the people in military operations, okay, have been doing this kind of behavior for tens and thousands of years, okay? Getting together as groups of aggressive sex cult behavior. Okay, we have, most of our archaeological evidence supports that. It was very rare to have the Hebrews and the Cheyenne and other people say, you have to do certain things the right way. The most correct way, okay, with the most advancements we've made as human beings, because of understanding of right from wrong, okay, is the rabbinic tradition of the Middle East. Okay. And then people, what about, China? No. China shows no propensity to have any rebellion to selfishness, okay, and be obedient to the Lord's Prayer. Japan has not either. Okay. Their civilization was based off of selfish competition. Okay. You have Muhammad of Mecca, which National Geographic has studied and said this was one of the most apex of civilized interaction in the history of the known world. Okay. And it was based off of the faith of David, Solomon, and Jesus. Okay, do you understand? Jesus corrected the barbarian democracy, mass group vote through idolatry, manipulation through violent sex cult, what they considered organized violent sex activities. He corrected them in 3 days. The most shining, perfect example of all people under the most overwhelming odds. So the only reason I'm able to do what I'm doing today is because of the example of my Father, Jesus Christ. Okay? And it says that in the first 3 pages of the Quran. That's the only reason Muhammad was able to do what he did, which the people of the National Geographic magazine and society decided, scientific studies, was the greatest movement of because of the example of Lord Jesus Christ. Okay? The man who came up with the most overwhelming odds of demomockery, as Haile Selassie called it. They make a mockery. And you get a bunch of people together who think they can have a popularity contest to decide right from wrong, which is wrong, okay? Because money's not real. Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace, right? So I understand that you're addicts, and I understand that you're very bad people, especially you celebrities, okay? The more deep you get into your sin, the more addicted you are to your sin, and you're very bad people. Sitting there watching some of those greatest game things on the NFL Network, They were talking about Mike Holmgren the same way they talk about Jim Valvano, Well, he said something, and we did it, and he made it come true. Because the play was designed to do that, and if you properly execute the play from the analysis they do on it, it should work. Okay? It's not that impressive. It's just 2 and 2 is 4. Run the right pattern. He's faster than he is. He gets him on it should work. Okay, 9 times out of 10, if you run it properly and you got the right matchups, it should work, right? So don't throw the ball out of bounds. Don't throw it out of the end zone. Throw it to him, right? And then they had this thing. He did a design of what our Super Bowl rings were going to look like, and we won those Super Bowl rings. Did they interview the other 31 teams to see what their coaches did to motivate them to win the championship? No. Because it's marketing, you stupid cunt. They all do it. Okay. At that school, Latch, okay? We had a lady came to give us motivational speaking, okay? She was doing this shower energy power shit that they all do, right? This guy, Paul, who was the teacher in the adjacent room to kids with really intense disabilities. He had to work with all the kids in the wheelchairs and stuff. We had one in a wheelchair. He's great. Tom, I love him so much. But Paul comes in the room and goes, that's bullshit. Because they had this guy, Drew, stand there and they would send energy and she could lower his arm or raise his arm and couldn't lower his arm because of positive or negative energy. Paul had me stand in front of him and he did the same thing. And he was able to move my arm down. She's a big girl. She moved his arm down because he's a big guy. But yeah, you can do it. You have this person, but you push, and the girls got all pissed off at us. It's like, we were feeling all motivated and excited and positive from that talk. And he goes, if you're going to be motivated and positive, don't make it off of bullshit. Make it off of you do what you do to do this job because it's the right thing to do because you care about these kids. I was like, yeah, that's why this guy does this job. That's why he works with kids with disabilities. I worked with kids with disabilities and in lockup, and they were always, my boy Dave Peterson, who passed away from cancer, was an ex-cop. He said, we used to sit in that parking lot, Earl, and you discussed more simplistically and more intelligently all the stuff I'm learning to get my master's in child behavioral sciences. It's like, yeah, I know, I've been this way my whole life. You don't need a piece of paper to be a good person. You don't need to verify yourself to a bunch of philanthropists to be a good person. You just need to stand up for the faithful love of Jesus Christ, and we can all live that and be good people. All right, guys? I love you very much. You know that. If you're watching this. If you're not watching this, I'll teach the technology how to reflect me. Okay? Peace.